set up for really tight detail, and one of the things that we've been trying to help people understand about the new MOJO has been the difference between the Rich 10 version and this one here. One of the biggest things that allows me to get flexibility and control that I'm working with and trying to achieve these details with the white is that this Aircap here is actually kind of like focusing a lens on a camera. And you can actually, just with a quarter turn or so, change the dynamics in which the air escapes out through the air cap and rides along the fluid tip and eventually the tip of the needle. With all of them polished, working together, you're going to be able to get some crazy results. But what you'll do with your brush is find out what the sweet spot is. And that might vary with the type of medium that you're running through that. But we're talking, a matter of a quarter turn to a half a turn at the most. And the reason being is that there's an O-ring here right behind the air cap, and that's actually got some give and a certain amount of tolerance to a level of compression due to the fact that it is rubber, and with the pitch of the threads on there allows enough torque to be hand tightened to actually compress this O-ring just a little bit. So there's a sweet spot. There's actually a point where when you're tightening this air cap, you're going to go beyond what factory spec measurement was for this O-ring, and you'll start to collapse the very micro amount of space between the air cap and the fluid tip. So finding that is very, very much, you're going to have to deal with that probably every time you take off the cap, obviously clean your brush. And you could index it if you wanted to. You can make a mark somehow with a Sharpie before you take it apart, clean it, and it would give you the results that you're going to want to get for reassembly. You can actually open up the aperture by unscrewing this a little bit more and even allowing more air pressure to come out through this. And what you're doing is you're changing the dynamics in the relationship of the facets and the edges inside between the fluid tip and the inner area of the air cap. And I've been able to find the spot for me that works really well. And I have had to change it with different types of paints that I'm using to get the different results that I want to get. And it's something that I stumbled upon during a couple of the evaluations that I was making on the initial brushes. But I think that people find that this brush is primarily designed to be a detail brush and not so much a large application. So it's going to give you that result once you set it. You don't have to mess with it, dialing it in all the time. It's not like you have to do it all the time. Anytime you obviously take the air cap off, you're going to lose conscious of it.